Good morning, brothers and sisters. Have you shouted for joy yet? I'm very excited today, for I'm living with the Lord, who is the most romantic. The path is paved with the paint paddles. We have the union of love with Him. It is the deepest union. Do you remember how we draw near the Lord? How do we look upon Him and thinking of Him? We are praying and worshipping to the Lord in glory. Therefore, we have to think of the Lord who is in glory. He is surrounding us and He is everywhere. And He dwells in our hearts. Our lives are bound up closely in His. It is a blessed union. Therefore, it is right to shout for joy, for we are walking in the path of life with the Lord. This is the path of love, and we can unite it with Him forever. We shall be joyful and be glad. Let us sing a hymn in Songs of Love, Song 191. How to behold Him, your most real, true beloved.
My Lord is now in glory, and He is everywhere. He is surrounding me and living in my heart. He is more real than all things, deeply unites with me. I have His special presence, the most blessed union. We are ever united, deepest, closest union. This love union's beautiful, romantic, colourful. My heart's warm, overflowing as we're on this love path. The love of my true beloved fills my heart's heaven earth. Is my rest, I'm content.
I really like the lyrics in the hymn. I have His special presence. It's so true. The Lord is with me in all circumstances. But have you noticed His presence? He has His special attention on me. He has His expression of love to me. I have the interflow of love with Him. This is His way of being with me. Isn't that so meaningful? Isn't it so warm and sweet? How precious every one of us can enjoy Him this way. His special presence with us. He lives with us this way. It is so wonderful that we walk on a path of love with Him. And it is the most special and the most personal closeness with Him. Brothers and sisters, may you enjoy the Lord's special closeness to you. I'd like to read a verse with you. Is in the Gospel according to Luke, chapter 8, verse 24. And it said, and they went and woke Him, saying, Master, Master, we are perishing. And He awoke and rebuked the wind and the raging waves, and they ceased, and there was a calm. These words talked about the Lord, and His disciples got into the boat. The Lord told the disciples clearly they went across to the other side of the lake. It was a huge lake, and also named it as the Sea of Galilee. They set off, and as they sailed, they fell asleep. This has shown the Lord was tired, and a windstorm came down on the lake, and the boat was filled with water and were in danger. Then the disciple cried out for help. Master, Master, we are perishing." The Lord awoke and rebuked the wind and the waves, and they ceased, and there was a calm. Let us think before all these things happen. In fact, the Lord said clearly they would go across to the other side of the lake. But when the disciples saw the wind, storm, and wave, they had forgotten what the Lord had said. All they could see was the boat was full of water, and the boat would sink. And we believe that the Lord will rebuke the wind and the waves. But why the wind and the waves were rebuked? They were only the wind and the waves. Why they were scolded? There is one thing we know, that there must be a reason behind the wind and the waves. Therefore the Lord rebuked the one who stirred up the wind and the waves. So who was the troublemaker? In fact, the Lord rebuked the devil, the disturbance from the enemies. Therefore, when the Lord rebuked the wind and the waves, and they ceased, that meant the work of the devil ceased. Here it has given us a big reminder. We shall be full of faith in the path of our life, for we have the Lord's promise. But sometimes the devil will destroy our faith, so that we concentrate on the danger at present, but forget about the Lord's promise, His words. Therefore, it is so good here. The Lord rebuked the wind and the waves, and they ceased. He now and then, our spiritual eye, have to open and see. There are the works of the devil and the enemies behind. What I'm trying to say, that I'm not using this as an excuse, and let the devil and the enemies to bear all the responsibilities. I want you all to understand there are spiritual battles in our life. Even the temptation or trials in our life are generated by the devil. Therefore, we shall imitate the Lord, to rebuke the troublemaker, to seize the wind and the waves, to stop, to seize, or to cut. Brothers and sisters, when we deal with the temptation or the work of the enemies, we need to rely on the Lord. When the temptation comes, we shall stop it and shouldn't let it continue. Otherwise, we shall overcome by the wind and the waves. Brothers and sisters, we can overcome this spiritual battle for sure, for the Lord is in our boat. We shall be boastful to the wind and the waves. We shall be boastful to the enemies. I hope we can depend on the Lord in hardships to stop the temptation which is harmful to you. Remember to depend on the Lord and draw near Him quickly. I'd like to tell you a story. There was a couple who has a special occasion, so the husband brought their children to the mother-in-law for babysitting. The wife prepared dinner at home. She decorated the house so they could have a romantic evening together. The husband went back home. They were very excited and looking forward to enjoy the night. They were chatting on a topic and didn't know why. They started to quarrel because of divergent opinions. The atmosphere was freeze at split second. The situation was very odd. No one dared to ease the tension. Two of them kept silent. It was supposed to be a romantic night together, a day to be remembered, and they both were looking forward for that evening, to enjoy a peaceful and relaxing time together, to have a close chat together and talk about their future. But why? In fact, they felt so regret that the situation ended up this way. What should they do? The husband then said to his wife, "Sweetheart, shall we say cut during the shooting and start it all over again, shall we?" The husband then quickly put on his shoes and a jacket. He took the suitcase away. He went out of the house again and pressed the bell. The wife opened the door at once to start the conversation again. They put NG and started to shoot their romantic drama again. The couple was so happy. They had missed the mistake that they had made at the first time. The couple deleted the no good and started again. They then had a happy evening. This process was just like they do the play role during their childhood. Brothers and sisters, when we live with the Lord or getting along with others, when we realize there is something wrong, or when some enemies are disturbing us, we shall learn from that husband. Let us delete the no good NG and start it all over again. We cannot deny there is no NG in our lives sometimes. We cannot start it all over again. When we have to be careful and we have to rely on the Lord when we make the decision. But there are times we can stop it and let the situation not deteriorating, or we dare not to start it all over again. Therefore, we have to rely on the Lord so that He can calm the wind and the waves. May the Lord bless us.